From a height of 1.45 meters, Simone Biles is currently considered the best gymnast in the world. Radiant with her 19 gold medals, the young woman has succeeded in writing her name in large letters in the history of the sport. But the one who holds the most world records, and to whom everything smiles today, did not have what one could call an excellent start in life. Between a torn childhood and family separations, Simone Biles grew up in an environment not conducive to competition or success. So make yourself comfortable, because today we are going to discover the incredible and exciting story of Simone Biles, the best gymnast in history. Let's get started. Simone Biles is currently, and without a doubt, the best gymnast in the world, and of course, also one of the best paid athletes. But it is necessary to know that nothing predestined this 1.45 meter flea to so much glory and success. Far from it. Because of the infant terrible of the gymnastics halls had a traumatic childhood, to say the least, and the history of her life was punctuated with bad memories. So let's go back in time in the life of this extraordinary athlete, if you will. Simone Biles was born on March 14, 1997 in Columbus, Ohio, USA. Her biological mother, Shannon, is a notorious drug addict and alcoholic and was currently not qualified to take care of her 4 children. The children were shuffled from one foster home to another by the city's social services, which unfortunately could not guarantee the unity of the siblings. They will be separated again and again, not allowing any of them to blossom in a normal family life. In order to prevent them from growing up in this deleterious atmosphere, their maternal grandparents, Ron Biles and his wife Nellie, decided to take in at least the 2 youngest sisters, Simone and Adria, then aged 3 and 1 respectively. The 2 poor little sisters moved to Texas with their grandparents in 2000, and their grandparents adopted them legally in 2003. The 2 little sisters grew up in northern Houston suburb of Spring, where they were raised with lots of love and attention by the elderly couple. At the age of 6, little Simone went on a daycare outing to the local gymnastics club, Bannon's Gymnastics. Enchanted by the spectacle of the gymnasts and their incredible flexibility, the young girl tried to do some acrobatics in a totally spontaneous way. The trick she performed that day proved to all those present that this cute little thing had an amazing predisposition for gymnastics. This incredible innate talent was also noticed by the trainer Amy Borman, who took the young girl under her wing and taught her the basics of the sport. It is thus under the guidance of this coach that the little Simone Biles will be initiated to gymnastics and will also discover the very hard and cruel world of the competition. But thanks to her extraordinary abilities and the relentless training she received from Borman, Simone Biles was able to rise to the top of the podiums very quickly. However, it was at the age of 14 that the teenager began her elite career, competing in the 2011 American Classic held on July 1, 2011 in Houston. She placed 3rd in the all-around, 1st on vault and beam, 4th on floor exercise, and 8th on uneven bars. Her first encounter with competition was a good start in her professional career, even though she was still competing as a junior. It was not until 2013 that she started her professional career in the senior category, participating in major international competitions such as the World Artistic Gymnastics Championships. Simone Biles will win 2 gold medals, a silver medal, and a bronze medal during this ultra-prestigious competition. The young girl had succeeded in making a name for herself in the world of gymnastics, and many sports analysts were already predicting a great future for her in the sport, and they didn't know so well indeed. In 2014, this little Simone Biles managed to win 4 gold medals during the 45th World Artistic Gymnastics Championships, which took place in Nanjing, People's Republic of China. She became the 2nd American in the history of the sport to keep her title of world champion in the all-around, as well as the first of all nationalities since the Russian Svetlana Kurkina. Thanks to her triumph and the unprecedented excellence of her performance, the young woman was named Sportswoman of the Year by the Women's Sports Foundation. But Simone Biles did not let up and continued her meteoric rise. She collects gold medals and constantly accumulates new records, all more phenomenal than others. In 2015, the young woman won a new victory in Glasgow, Scotland, and thus became the first female gymnast to win 3 times in a row the prestigious title of world champion in the all-around. Also that year, Biles won her 3rd all-around national title during the 2015 U.S. Nationals, becoming only the 2nd woman to do so, 23 years after Kim Zmeskal. A true collector of titles and medals, the young woman was able to amass the most in a very short period of time. The young gymnast ended 2015 with 14 World Championship medals, 10 of which were gold. This made her the de facto holder of not only the most U.S. gold medals, but also for any woman in the history of the World Championships. With such a record, Simone Biles, who just blew out her 18th candle, has become a world star and a true icon of artistic gymnastics. However, her real-world consecration will be in 2016 during the Olympic Summer Games in Rio, Brazil. The young woman, who is barely 1.45 meters tall and weighed only 47 kilograms, shone brightly during this prestigious competition, but also during the qualifying round, thus relegating the Chinese team in second place. This achievement was considered highly patriotic by most Americans and further contributed to making Simone a true hero for the national cause. Indeed, the climate of xenophobia was at its peak as the United States and China were engaged in a relentless trade war. During these same qualifications, the tiny star also managed the feat of being ranked as the best gymnast in 4 of the 5 individual finals, proving to the world that she was as effective as a team player as she was as a soloist. On August 9th, the young athlete won her first ever Olympic gold medal in the team gymnastics event, fulfilling an old childhood dream. She was also the only gymnast on the U.S. team to compete in all 4 events in the final, earning an overall score of 61.833, which allowed her country to win the gold medal by more than 8 points over the silver medal-winning Russian team. 2 days later, on August 11th, Simone Biles won her first individual gold medal in that individual all-around, which was quickly followed by a second in the vault category. And that was just the beginning, because Simone Biles had literally gone wild and was aiming for the top of the podium. The Flea, as the sports journalist called her, won her 3rd gold medal in the floor exercise final. Having made a mistake in the beam final, Simone had to settle for a bronze medal in this discipline. However, by winning this 5th medal, the young athlete allowed her country's team to win a medal in each event of the women's artistic gymnastics for the first time since 1984. And with her 4 Olympic gold medals, Simone Biles also put her name in the pantheon of the Olympic Games, while breaking several personal records in the process. She was able to set the American record for the most gold medals in women's gymnastics at a single Olympic Games. Because of her incredible individual achievements, she was chosen by the U.S. team to be the flag bearer at the closing ceremonies, becoming the first American gymnast to receive this honor. As a woman, and an African-American woman at that, the tiny Simone Biles was able to show the world that all dreams are possible, and that with a strong heart, nothing is impossible. By the end of the Rio Games, the little Simone Biles had become a giant of the show business, and her fame had reached unprecedented dimensions. And just like her popularity rating, her salaries, her emoluments, as well as her royalties had also soared. The Olympics awards $25,000 for gold, $15,000 for silver, and $10,000 for bronze, so Simone was able to earn $110,000 from her medals at the Rio 2016 Olympics. And thanks to her juicy contracts of various sponsors, among the most prestigious, such as the manufacturer of sporting goods Nike or the giant of food Kellogg's, Simone Biles was able to inflate her bank account considerably. The gold medalist has also signed agreements with Beats by Dr. Dre, the confectionery manufacturer the Hershey Company, as well as the famous airline United Airlines. So many sponsorship contracts which have allowed the young star of gymnastics to build up a nice little nest egg. Simone Biles is indeed today at the head of a fortune amounting to no less than $2 million, to which would be added, of course, her monthly emoluments and the royalty she gets thanks to her commercial partnerships. This tiny little orphan, daughter of a drug addict who has shuffled from foster home to foster home for years, has succeeded brilliantly in life. Keeping her head on her shoulders and her feet firmly planted on the ground, the American gymnast virtuoso did not indulge in foolish and outrageous spending. Indeed, unlike many rich athletes, the young woman does not squander her fortune, which she manages in an extremely prudent manner. Simone Biles has thus definitely sheltered herself from need, as well as her adoptive parents, who have loved and pampered her so much in life, her dear grandfather Ronald and his sweet wife Nellie. As she enters her 25th year, the young woman has become the most decorated gymnast of all time, with a total of 25 medals, 19 of which are gold. She is also the most decorated female gymnast in the world all around. Biles is also the 6th woman in gymnastics history to win an individual all-around title at the World Championships and the Olympic Games. The young athlete is also the first gymnast since Lalila Podkovaeva in 1996 to hold both titles simultaneously, and the first American gymnast to win a world medal in each event. And it's not over yet, since Simone Biles is also believed to be the first female gymnast since Daniela Silivas in 1988 to win a medal in every event at a single Olympic Games or World Championships. The feat of the young artistic gymnastics superstar at the 2018 World Championships in Doha will indeed remain etched in the annals of the sport forever. Unheard of records that the young woman could moreover very likely surpass during the Tokyo Olympic Games, scheduled for this summer after being postponed last year due to the pandemic of COVID-19. If everything goes well this time, and that the Japanese edition of the Games is not postponed anymore, everything leads to believe indeed that Simone Biles is going to be well and truly the highlight of the Olympic show. The American delegation counts besides well on the young woman to allow her to pocket the maximum of gold medals and to place the United States in the head of the classification of the nations. Simone Biles is well on her way to dominate this edition of the Olympic Games, like those Greek athletes of yesteryear, who have risen to the peak of glory by the strength of their muscles and their will. And that's it for today. What do you think about the incredible destiny of Simone Biles, the greatest sportswoman of all time, and her extraordinary journey? Tell us in the comments, and if you like this video, don't forget to put a like and subscribe and activate the notifications. See you soon for new discoveries out of the ordinary.